right. Hello, Ween fans. Welcome back to the Cube Counselor on the Haj Galush. No, I messed it up. Haj Gulashi Network. Uh, yeah, hopefully you guys have been enjoying these videos. I'm pretty excited about the response today. Was actually peek behind the curtain. The first one came out, got some positive feedback, so I was pretty excited about that. And we're going to jump into another one here today. We may do the similar fashion that I did last time, do the draft, maybe show some game highlights afterwards. Um, so yeah, if you'll notice right here, um, what's this? Wow, I was pretty excited about this. So I didn't think I mentioned on the last episode, maybe we'll do like a cube check-in. Um, so yeah, checking in about cube in general, scale of 1 to 10. How are you feeling about cube out there? Mention in the comments. I'm feeling 10 out of 10 right now. This new cube went up, Cultic Cube, awesome content creator, and the curator of this current cube, which unfortunately by the time this goes up will be gone, so this will be in the past. But yeah, he's got this awesome cube here that he, in combination with CubeCon, was able to get up on MTGO. So I drafted it for the first time, went 3-0. So I was pretty excited, and I thought that would kind of be the topic of today. I mentioned last time on the show, we'll bring back our friend Mr. Fox here, that, Mr. Farfinder, Fox on your shoulder, will tell you to remember, just like, we talk about these types of things, in Cube, we can't control what's in the next pack and what's, what our opponents play or don't play, what cards they think are good or not good, all that kind of stuff. We also can't, it doesn't really matter what we did the last draft, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It only matters, that you keep yourself open as you open the next pack. Now, that doesn't mean you should be emotionless and not be excited. I'm excited. This is a day or so later, and I'm still excited about going 3-0. So, hey, I can be excited, right? That's a good feeling. So as far as a cube check-in, yeah, I'm feeling 10 out of 10. As far as, we'll fire up this draft. As far as life in general, probably a 6. Still pretty anxious about things that are going on in the world around us. I mentioned a few times, I'm very fortunate. I'm able to work from home. My wife is not. So, some things like that are affecting my mood in general. Still not sleeping that great, but I will try not to post any more 3 a.m. videos. We'll try to keep those to a minimum going forward. But yeah, just kind of feeling anxious, worried, a little stressed. Could use some time off of work, even though I'm working from home. It can still be a challenge to get everything done. And I do work in the field of mental health, so sometimes that can be difficult, especially in a time like this where pretty much the whole world is kind of on edge, and sometimes you feel like it's your responsibility to play a part in helping it. So, but yeah, that's how I'm feeling. But as far as Cube, we can, again, I think I mentioned this last time, we can, it can be whatever you want. The check-in section, before you comment, if you want to add, how you're feeling about your own current cube. Maybe you've been able to get together. Maybe your states don't have restrictions and you're able to get together and you're feeling great about playing paper Magic. That's fine too. So again, just trying to stay open. This card was insane. I wouldn't say insane, but it's very good. It was very good for me. But it is a very good card in general. In the 3-0 that I just had, I'm gonna keep dropping that to just boost my confidence here. But I also know, I hear white and red are good. I could go with that. I will highlight it right now. Could stay open and go Fabled Passage. I know that there's several people I follow on Twitter, great creators that always preach take the land. I love this card personally. That was about the time I started playing around Odyssey block. Excuse me. But I think I am gonna take Bone Crusher. I mean, I hate to go red twice in a row. It's not that fun, but we've got some other good stuff that could come back. Doom Necromancer, return target creature. Oh yeah, this is from my era too, 10th edition. Awesome. All right. In the interest of staying open, we'll take Fabled Passage to start. So that was kind of a switch on my part. Oh, should have taken the red. Okay, so immediately punished, but that's okay. You know, we'll survive. Could take Tropical Island. What are we hoping to do today? And again, you know, I mentioned this in both previous videos, but you know, I do have a confidence issue in general in life, but when it comes to Cube and seeing these cubes for the first time, can be a challenge for me. So, yeah, I probably should have taken the red. Yeah, I'm going to take Goblin Guide, even though I passed the Bone Crusher. Yeah. Huh. Could go something like this. Stay open. Yeah, let's go Stone Coil. Let's try something different. You know, that's okay too. We're on a hot streak here. We won exactly one trophy in like the last 25 cubes. So, you know, let's go with that. A braid. Yeah, probably should have been red at this point. But maybe I'm just kind of focusing on that too much because, you know, recent experience. That, of course, is a high possibility with myself and I'm sure other people. Coffin Queen. I know this card. You may choose not to. Put target creature card. Sorry, I'm like reading the cards to you, but put target creature card from your graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. When it becomes untapped, exile that creature. All right. Cycling land, something like this. Do a lot of X spells. Is there an Artifacts Matters in here? And let's go with Swords. Wrath of God, some sort of control. Heirloom Blade. Yeah, definitely should have been red. But again, it's the first 4 picks. There's going to be good stuff in every color. So I got to stop doing that to myself. You know, again, can't control the last pick I just made. Only can control what I do in this pack. So, you know, again, I am still getting used to drafting live. So I did, yeah, that may have missed pointing that out. I drafted this first just to kind of get some familiarity with it, but obviously it hasn't worked too good. Destroy all non-land creatures, a wrath effect. Yeah, let's go. Let's try some sort of blue-white. Condescend, counter. Unless its controller plays X. Council's Judgment, okay. Shatter the Sky, could come back. Yeah, let's do some sort of white. See what we got. Wrath of God doesn't necessarily work well with a creature like this. Would this be something more that I want? I could also go white. I know in the last cube, my first video, the Decoru cube, yeah, white seemed like it was really good. I'm sure it's the same in this. Yeah, let's hedge on that. This was really good for me in the first draft, but I think I like something like this to disrupt the opponent. There's a lot of cards like this that really help the aggro strategy in whatever color you're in. I guess this obviously could still be good. Yeah, let's see how white is. Looks like red is drying up, so maybe that was right. Okay. Yeah, ooh, 3 good cards. Don't exactly know how pacifism is. I know that's pretty good in most draft formats. But yeah, so try not to beat up on myself. Actually, I would like a lot of these cards, but you see there's only 8 left. So once I pick this, it's not coming back. That's funny. I don't think I've ever noticed that it puts that there. All right, we'll probably take Angel of Sanctions. We definitely passed a good red deck, but I'm sure there's other things I missed. Probably could have been Reanimator. Again, these equipments may not seem too good, but they were pretty good in the first draft, and I can plug it here. This was the draft from last time. I ended up adding Shark, Typhoon, Sower, Preordain, and Dak Faden. After talking to my Cube confidant, the host of our wonderful channel here, let me look at this first one. Stalking Leonin enters the battlefield, secretly choose an opponent. Okay, that seems good. Secretly choose your one opponent, huh? Okay, Hangerback came back. Might not be considered super aggro, but could keep me alive, so we'll take that. Canyon Slough. Yeah, I guess we're just probably white. Not sure if I should run that, but we'll see. I guess I'll take Force in case we get some blue, Shatter the Sky. Or should I hedge on black? I don't know. I'll just take the white card. But yeah. Yeah, the equipment were really good. Again, in the interest of getting better, I messaged Mr. Hodge himself, Mr. Gulashi, as I usually do. And I was honest. I felt like it wasn't a very good deck. I felt like I took Through the Breach and some other cards early. And I took the Pig early, and thought maybe I'd be some sort of like a cheat into play red deck. And I felt like that really affected me, and then I was kind of forced to stay in it, or felt like I was. Ooh, Beast Attack, that's a sweet old card. Sweet, sweet old border. So I felt like I was kind of priced into staying in red, and then I didn't feel like it came together. But man, the equipments were really good. Krenko with any of these equipments were really good. I did play some opponent, like I played an opponent on Sultai who really struggled. And, I think obviously probably shouldn't go back and nitpick and say, oh, I got lucky. I mean, in the final match, opponent mulled to 5. So in the interest of, staying even, I need to be critical and say, yes, I probably need to do a better job of my picks next time. Like I said, this time not force red. I tried not to. Maybe that was a mistake. Do I want to go green? Could run Boon Satyr. I don't know if Selesnya aggro, but Noble's probably a better card. I don't recall seeing too much in that fashion in green, but I'll just take the path. Okay, Ranger's a 3/3 that gets me. Wolfhaven is fun. Recent addition, probably to his cube, from Theros Beyond Death. That seems fun. It's 2 wolves, right? No, create 1. Okay. Or we could take Karn. I don't think we're splashing at this point. I could take Arid Mesa. What does this get me? Well, right now nothing, but maybe we get Mother Runes or something else. Well, I guess it gets me Student Warfare. Deccan Stone. This card was very good again in the last. This was very good, not to keep mentioning the past, as I just said I was going to try to. But, Savannah Lions is just good in general. Don't have a lot of 1-drops, so do I want the Savannah Lions, or do I speculate on it coming back? And let me know in the comments again. If there's things you would have done differently, that's what I want to know, so that I can take people's judgments on these picks and try to apply that to future drafts. Yeah, so this is the one that creates a token. I'm going to take it here. I'm going to hope the Savannah Lions wheels. Gideon's probably good. Hope to wheel that. When I've played Fleet Wheel Cruiser in other drafts, I've liked it, but Vindicate's just really good. Probably mid second pack. Maybe should have taken some black-white fixing. Yeah, I'll take a Planeswalker. Winds of Abandon, I think, is going to function. I mean, I have some pretty good removal, but it could, just kind of get all the blockers out of the way. I probably should have hedged on green. I'm not really seeing any of the pump creatures or spells. Oh, this is pretty good too. I have a lot of removal already. And again, this is usually where I struggle in the mid picks. Which one's going to come back? Probably neither. I'll take Winds. Blade Splicer, pretty good. Stoneforge. Haven't really been taking equipment. Be interested to see it in this where, he doesn't have swords. Or I don't think I've seen Batterskull now in 2 drafts. It may be in here. It's a 540 cube, so you're not going to see every pick. I've only seen a couple other people draft this on Twitch and other things, so it could be in here. But I'm really excited to try it with different equipment. When I've drafted in paper, again with the wonderful host of this channel, he runs a lot of different equipment. But the swords are pretty good. But I like to see a draft without them. Create X 2/2 soldiers with vigilance. That could be good. Resto is just a really good 4-drop. I really need some low drops. Maybe I should have taken that Savannah Lion. Target creature gets +2/+2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I might get this. Might be the one card I get back. I can't really see. Maybe Thibblethip. Take Resto. 2/1 flyer. Alright, so we found our lane. It may not be the most powerful, but we're only midway through pack 2 here. Drill Charger. So another aggro deck. Maybe not the most exciting back to back, but I am still getting to know the cube, so to see some of the subtleties is going to probably take me too long. It's only up for a week, so that's a little bit of a bummer. And we'll take Secure the Wastes. Don't know if I saw anything like Intangible Virtue or anything like that. But yeah, hopefully, you drafted this a few times. Again, this will go up afterwards. After this is gone, it's only up for a week. Takes me quite a while watching other people and drafting myself to get the nuances. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But if they do end up having CubeCon in the future, it'd be exciting to see to get to play this in person. So this is a cool way to kind of get some experience with it. It may change by the time CubeCon happens too, as cubes change, but if it keeps a similar yeah, I'm going to take the land in case I get some sort of. And again, let me know, would you play in an aggro deck? Probably not, right? You would kind of see what matchups you have. Maybe if you play red or something, you bring it in and play with the more resilient creatures. Okay, so we got Savannah Lions back. Not out of the ordinary or anything like that. But you never know. Again, I can't control what other people pick. Maybe there was another drafter on white. Who knows? We'll take the duel. Counter spell. This is another one, cheat into play. So again, I'm going to have to look out for that. I've seen it in a couple different colors. Yeah, and the Thibblethip came back. Nobody likes the Thibblethip. What's up with that? All right, so we probably want Giver of Runes with our Ranger. And that's another thing I need to get better at is paying better attention. It helps, obviously, in an MTGO draft. You can see right in front of you what you're drafting. I really have a hard time with that in paper draft, um, not being able to see. So there's a couple of ones we would want. But I think we're going to take the Giver. Always a pretty good, not just stepmom, not quite as good as mom, Mother of Runes, but we will take it. We need those 1-drops. Thalia might be pretty good. Flicker Wisp. Oh, I know this card, but I'm going to have to read it. Lands on the battlefield and land cards and graveyards can't be targets. Your opponents can't play lands from the graveyard, but it's a 2/3 flyer. Can be good enough. It may come back. No, I think I'm okay at 3. Flicker Wisp is very good. I don't think I have anything that insanely benefits from that effect. Oh, Phyrexian Metamorph, also very good. Yeah, I'm just going to stay in my lane. Again, you can beat me up in the comments for that. I'm open to that constructive feedback, and I actually would appreciate it. Metamorph, I've first picked it in other cubes, so I don't see why it wouldn't be very good, but something told me I don't know, a 2/3 flyer, a card I haven't really played. I didn't play too much War of the Spark draft, so I want to try it. Another card that in formats a first 1-drop tapper creature can be very good. I'm very excited. I wish I had taken this in my other draft. Such a jerky card. We have a Tundra, so we want to remember that. We have a Godless Shrine. No, I'm going to take that. We got a really low curve here. We could take out Angel Sanctions. Let's play Elishor. No. This counts as a 1-drop. Can be pretty good as when it dies. Ooh, this would have been very good too. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe nobody was in red. No, this is only a couple picks in, so maybe it hasn't gotten to our drafter on the left that we definitely put in red. Yeah, I'm going to take it. And then, later, 1/1 doesn't seem the most amazing, but I think it can get there. Yeah, so again, usually in draft, people kind of settle into their lanes. But you never know if people get mixed signals at first, so maybe just staying hard into white, it works. And again, I think that's the great part about Cube. As long as you have some fundamental understanding. Oh, this one's for Jay, bro. Take the most powerful card ever in Cube. If you find your lane pretty early, things can work out. Oh, that's it. I think I ever played that. That's another thing to think about. Try to get some understanding for future drafts. Again, not something I always do. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may transform him. Ooh, I like that card. Can become a 3/3 that loses you life. Bloodforge Battle Axe. Creature deals combat. Create a token that's a copy. Ooh, I really like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1 card's coming back. Let's hope it's one of those. I want to try this. Let's have some fun. To other people, that's probably an obvious pick, but I mean, to create almost basically bone splinters, again, wouldn't seem very powerful, but seems pretty good. Enchant creature has shadow. So you can give a creature shadow and prevent all damage that would be dealt by it. We took winds, we took that. We've got some pretty good removal. Oh, we took Fabled Passage first pick, didn't we? Oops. Um, well, that's okay. Yeah, I think we'll take Gideon. Oh, and all these came back. Battlefield. Do we only have Council's Judgment as far as other permanents? I don't know. I think we're... This card is very good. Do we have a ton of Knights? Oh, we're running out of time. I don't think we have a ton of Knights. I'm still going to take it. Oh, and Metamorph did come back. And Flicker Wisp. So, yeah, maybe... Again, if you want to give me some feedback, maybe I'm wrong. I feel like that's a pretty good card. But a 3/1 flyer that blinks something could also be good. I could blink this. I'm going to take Metamorph. I don't know if I want Swiftfoot Boots. I'm pretty good. It seems like I'm pretty good on playables. We're just going to take this for funsies. Maybe there's a deck we boarded in against. This is a card I've really liked in other formats, but we'll leave it. Maybe somebody else wants it on the wheel. Again, Avacyn's probably not getting reanimated here. Oh, we did get that back. Okay. So we've got some cuts to make, and I will do that off camera, and probably again text Mr. Hodge and ask him for his advice. So I do want to give him as much credit as I possibly can. He's a big part of the reason I got into Cube in general. Again, as I want to focus on not just the gameplay aspect, but what I enjoy about the game. He's a huge part, the biggest part of what got me into Cube. Still remember him texting me, "Oh, you got to watch this guy, J-Bro. He drafts Cube all the time, and bless up, homies." And I was like, I don't know what I pictured in my mind. I don't know if he's listening to this, but if he ever listens, when he first told me, I was like, oh, I don't know. He sounds like, to me, it just, the way he presented his persona was, I don't know. I just thought of him as like a jock or something. I don't know what I thought, but, check your own misconceptions, figure things out for yourself. But he's the best. He's an awesome cuber. Another huge reason I'm loving and enjoying the format this many years into playing Magic. But yeah, I will send this off to my Cube confidant, see what he builds, and then we will be back after. I may just kind of highlight my favorite match from the 3 matches. So I know the first video was pretty long, but I appreciate y'all hanging in there, and I appreciate all the feedback on the first video, and it got me excited to make another one. So that's part of the reason I'm sitting down today. The video came out earlier today, and I was just like, that's got me excited. So anyway, we'll be back with some gameplay video after this. All right, so we are back, and want to recap for people. I am 2-0 at this point. I'm going to do the recap this time just to keep the videos a little bit more manageable. The drafts have been taking a long time, so just want to keep it a little more digestible for people. So I'm 2-0. I faced a pretty good green deck and got lucky with Phyrexian Metamorph to copy Hornet Queen. Was pretty good. So, but yeah, just the aggro curve was able to really pull it out. And then I played the mono white mirror, and it just seemed like they had not as good of lower drops, not as quality of 1 drops, particularly in the game. So was just able to aggro them out. Restoration Angel as a flyer to kind of finish the game was pretty good. Giver of Runes to give protection to creatures. Both of these decks were mono white, so that worked a few times. So yeah, so both matches were really good. 2-0, 4-0 in games. So yeah, that was a great start. Oh, here's the deck. I guess I should show you. Yeah, I think this was pretty much it. As I've been hearing from a lot of people online, again, this will be gone by the time you draft it. But if you get the chance to come to CubeCon when it happens, I think this is going to be one of the featured cubes. So kept the curve pretty low. cut on lands that really only hurt me in this match. So yeah, we'll just kind of play through here. So I wanted to highlight this match partly because I mentioned a few times part of what's gotten me into cubing is the wonderful proprietor of this channel, Mr. Hodge himself. He loves white. When we used to play 20 something years ago, he always played white. Uh, and so, I'm always kind of, a lot of these cards remind me of him, enjoying playing these days. Maybe not as many cards back in the day, but yeah, so it's always kind of a back and forth between he and I about white and kind of teasing him about how white's always getting the shaft. So the reason I highlight this, mono white mirror. So I'll highlight this match, and there's some other reasons that we'll get into as we go along here. So we're gonna speed it up a little bit, but nothing too exciting in the first, couple turns here. We got Giver of Runes. He plays Machias. I don't think I had seen this in Cube yet, and I will tell you it did work going forward. So, I didn't. Well, I think I did prioritize removing it, but I think it got enough value, particularly just on one creature coming up. It was just enough to kind of throw off my aggro curve. So we play Precinct Captain, and then we move to the next turn. So we're off to a pretty good start. Opponent played a lot of 3-mana enchantments, so he kind of had the removal side down. So I was just, again, trying to aggro him out. So thought I pretty much had it locked up here. All his creatures are going to come in tapped. He's playing 3-mana spells while I'm playing, multiple spells, but we missed the land drop. So obviously that was part of the risk. Maybe 16 lands would have been better. This is really the only game where that came up. The curve is pretty low. I only really have one 4-drop, for Phyrexian Metamorph being really actually a 3-drop. And then you pay 2 life because I don't have any blue in here. So, don't want to do results-oriented thinking just because it came up one time out of 6 games that we play here. So then we'll speed it up again. I Winds of Abandon his creature. This is untapped. I'm able to take down Gideon here. Maybe should have, people can let me know in the comments. Maybe I should have attacked him and left Gideon at 1, but then he would have had another creature, because this would have created another creature only if it does damage to an opponent. Precinct Captain. So we do hit the 3rd land drop. We're able to play Blade Splicer here. And let's see. And looking back at this game, again, this is part of what I want to do, is go back, at times and kind of see if there's anything I did wrong. Again, I think here might have just been bad beats. People complain about bad beat stories. You know what? I like the bad beat stories, as long as we're kind of framing it in a way of, hey, it's not just sour grapes, or, oh, like I think I said this in the first video, oh, the shuffler, got me, or, I always get mana screwed and nobody else does. Again, that's fine. You can do that, but I would encourage, looking at what you can do differently, rather than those factors again that you can't control, as we've talked about a couple times now. So, as we bring back Mr. Fox here. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to try to focus on. But again, I don't mind hearing people's bad beat stories, and we'll get to mine in just a second. So we're going to speed it up again. Sorry, I'm going at a strange pace here. It's the first time using the replay. So I'm going pretty wide here. He's playing very slow enchantments to get rid of, one creature at a time. I'm looking pretty good, right? He's got a lot of land drops. Maybe me missing a land drop is better. I'm riding high. I'm thinking, oh man, I only got to win one of the next 2 games, and this will be back-to-back 3-0s. I've never double trophied in a row in any format ever. So yeah, again, if he tries to attack, I've got Stalking Leonin, which gets rid of creatures. Again, not too familiar with these commander cards, but that seemed really good. You know, 3/3 body, and then it gets rid of a creature that's trying to attack you. But this darn Gideon is just getting to me. So he has a lot of planeswalkers, a lot of big enchantments. Again, feeling I should be favored in that type of matchup. I have, you know, some very good low drops here. You know, flyer, but that's being held back. Stonecoil Serpent was really good in this league. Just can play it anywhere on the curve. I only played monocolored decks, but again, reach and trample and protection, lots of keywords on here. So yeah, so I'm feeling pretty good. I'm riding high. And then again, he's flooding out. He's only got 2 cards left, and oh boy. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens next. So, oops, not something I expected to see. Again, kind of cool, I guess. I've watched probably a dozen or so matches of people streaming, a lot of J-Bro and Caleb drafting this. Didn't expect to see this main deck, but you know, again, he's kind of a aggro. He's kind of not. You know, he kind of went like a mid-rangey, big white deck. I did not expect to see that. So I will be honest, I was a little salty after this. It may have affected sideboarding. So again, something I want to talk about. You know, maybe I just needed to kind of take a deep breath and take a second before I went into the next match. But you know, not much I could do about it here. In the end, you know, it pumps his creatures. It doesn't pump mine, or it you know, neg two is my guys. So what can you do? Not much. So I play a big Stonecoil Serpent here, and you know, hope it's enough to try and get through for those last points of damage. But he's too far ahead here. He plays, you know, more enchantment-based removal. So again, I'm like, okay, all right, we're going into game 2. You know, if he's playing, I have swords, I have path. You know, I can get rid of things like this if that's what he's playing. Spoiler, obviously. Look away. So you can kind of tell what happens. But again, let's share some bad beat stories. Okay, I mulligan. First time I think I mulligan the whole league. And you could argue I should have mulligan last time with the 2 lands, but we'll fly through this one real quick because again, you know, these not everybody likes to hear the bad beat stories, but you know, I want to share, you know, both ways that leagues are going. So you probably already know at this point. You know, I've lost the match, so I did end up going 2-1. Didn't get those back-to-back trophies. Was really hoping for that, so a little bit down. But you know what? We can draft again. We got our 100 play points. We'll fire another one up after this. May record it, may not. But yeah, let me know if you like the replay like this, and then we'll get to the point that I want to get to in here, and we can kind of womp together. Sour grapes, some commiseration sometimes can be a good thing, but yeah, again, I did want to highlight this match. You know, the mono white mirror. White seems very good in this cube, and it may not be my favorite color, but it does always make me think of positive things. As it is one of my close friends' favorite color, and you know, I'm constantly facing down a lot of these cards that he enjoys when we play in pretty much every format. So yeah, just wanted to highlight this video for that reason. You know, let's try to take something positive away. I had a good experience. I've probably, I would say, most success in a lot of the formats when white is supported, white or Boros, or you know, aggro decks. You know, I seem to do okay in a lot of that. You know, the deck was very good in general. I lost my picture, but yeah, to look back at it again, you know, we were given a pretty good curve. So you could argue, you know, maybe should have had some of these things. I did board in like Angel of Sanctions here and in a few other matches. Maybe I should have been playing the Gideon. Still don't think the Wraths are where I wanted to be, but again, in this game, I feel like I'm doing pretty well. I think I'm able to get Gideon off the battlefield here with because I got the City's Blessing and I was able to give protection here. So I felt like, hey, that was a tech move, and I'm doing pretty well. But you know, again, we're talking about what we can control and what we can't. You know, this is just a good card. The opponent happens to get to 6 mana, and you know there's a certain card in the cube. It'll be coming up here. Not, I'm sure most people know if you're watching this, but keep you in anticipation here. Some entertainment value for you. Um, again, I'm going pretty wide here. I'm pretty much sure the next turn, even with Gideon here, but oh, he hits that land, and we're dead. I get a lot of lands, and you just have to tip your cap. That's it's a good card. Again, I'm trying not to get into what people should play and shouldn't play. Obviously, that one's a card that should be in most or all of the white decks. I'm playing it in mine. You just happen to get to 6 mana there when he needed it, and that's the risk in the aggro deck. Again, he's got planeswalkers and other stuff for value. One-sided Wrath is pretty good. So we draw a Kinjali Sunwing, which is not going to get us there. Little dinosaur eating a person. I wish you could eat these persons, but again, just wanted to kind of share my bad beats there. Was riding high, 5 wins in a row in this awesome Cultic Cube, and I'll link it, link to his cube here. Did also have a conversation with him about his cube, and I thank him for watching the first video on this channel and giving me some very positive feedback. So again, in the interest of staying positive, and even though I wasn't able to win this match, a lot during the time in the 12 hours or whatever I played this league over a night and a half or whatever, a lot of cool and positive things happened, and this is one I'll remember for a while. They almost back-to-back trophies, which again may not seem like a lot to some people, but to me, that would have been a big deal. But I'll remember kind of the one that got away, and hopefully I can run it back. This cube's only up for a few more days, so I want to jam some more games. And I thank you for tuning in. If you noticed anything I didn't, again, give me the feedback. If there's topics that you want to talk about, things that you want to break down. I have some other ideas of my own, but I really appreciate the feedback. The response to the first video was very good and very heartwarming and cool to see. So I do want to say that I appreciate that from everybody. J-Bro, let me shout it out on his stream, so hopefully people are checking these videos out since seeing it there. And again, our tagline is "We get better together." So let's help each other learn how to cube better, and learn how to manage ourselves better, and yeah, we get better together. Thanks for listening.